Have you ever decluttered something only to realize later that you actually needed it? Maybe it was an expensive appliance, a sentimental keepsake, or even an everyday item you took for granted. Even if this hasn't happened to you, you may worry about this, which keeps you from decluttering. Some things deserve a second thought before you toss them. Hi, I'm Dana from Dana Finewell. Today I'm sharing 11 things you might want to hold on to, especially after 50. Some of these might surprise you. And number 11, it's something I almost let go of, and I'm so glad I didn't. 1. Things you use infrequently but still need. That big roasting pan you use only once a year. The fancy serving platter that comes out at Thanksgiving. What about the casserole dish that you only use for your famous mac and cheese? These aren't everyday items, but if you still host gatherings, they're worth keeping. Okay, if you're over 50, 60, 70, maybe you're not hosting big gatherings at your house as frequently, but maybe you make that famous mac and cheese and bring it to a potluck every once in a while. So rather than letting these items take up valuable kitchen space, store them in a labeled bin in the closet, basement, or attic. That way, they're easy to find when you need them, but they're not cluttering up your daily routine. I keep mentioning mac and cheese because my grandma made this and she taught my mom how to make it. And then my mom taught me how to make it. I don't know where the special casserole dish is, and I really wish I had it. I'm hoping that my brother has it, so I need to check with him. 2. Solid wood and vintage furniture. Before getting rid of old furniture, ask yourself if it's well made. Many vintage pieces are solid wood and built to last, unlike some modern furniture that falls apart after a few years. Plus, they add a ton of character in your home. I have a solid oak dresser I bought about 40 years ago. It weighs a ton, but it's so well made and I think it's beautiful. I also kept my mom and dad's mid-century modern nightstands, which are totally iconic to me. They remind me of my parents and the show Mad Men. So I also have 2 teak chairs from the 60s, and I also think these are really iconic. I love mixing old and new furniture together. I think it creates a unique and personal aesthetic. 3. Multiples of everyday essentials. There's a difference between mindless duplicates and useful extras. Some items are worth having in multiple places to make life more convenient. Scissors. I keep a pair in the kitchen, in my office, and also I have sewing scissors in my sewing kit and hair cutting scissors in my bathroom drawer. I love scissors. They're always in the same place, so I never have to hunt for them. Measuring tapes are another good example. It's so frustrating when you need one, but you can't remember where you last put it. I actually have 3. One is always in my toolbox. The other 2 are floating around someplace in the house. Wooden spoons and spatulas. I use different ones for different dishes, so I think I have 2 or 3 of each. I also have a few different sized pots and pans, which makes it a lot easier if I'm cooking multiple dishes on the same day. Phone chargers, having one in the bedroom, one in the car, and one in my office, that ensures that I'll never be without having power. 4. Tools and household repair items. A basic toolkit can save time, money, and frustration. Even if you're not a DIY person, keeping essentials like a hammer, screwdrivers, Measuring tape, pliers, wrenches, a 5-in-1 can really come in handy. I've seen people declutter tools or lose them, only to realize later that they need them for a simple fix around the house. So instead of rebuying something you once owned, it's better to keep a small set of tools for unexpected repairs. 5. Extra items you can actually use. We're often told that extras equal clutter, but sometimes having a backup is actually practical. If something gets used often, having a spare can make life a lot easier. Things like a couple of extra towels and bed sheets and an extra backup phone charger are good to keep on hand, especially for guests or unexpected situations. Cleaning supplies like buckets and scrub brushes and microfiber cloths are always useful, and extra blankets can be a lifesaver in cold weather or when company stays over. If you find yourself constantly rebuying things you've decluttered, that's a sign that you probably need to keep them in the first place. 6. Important documents. I know this is a no-brainer, but we often don't think about them until we need them. Then we're tearing through the house, looking through drawers, and we're in a panic. Birth certificates, passports, social security cards, and property and tax documents should all be put in a safe, organized place. If not, there's a chance that they might get lost or we might throw them away accidentally. Perhaps it's not the most secure place to store them, but I have a file cabinet with an important docs file. If I take out a document, I always put it right back so I don't lose it. For even more security, you could store them in a fireproof box or a safe. 7. Sentimental items you love. I feel like this is especially tricky for those of us over 50. We don't need to keep everything with sentimental value, but we also don't have to get rid of everything either. The key is curating what matters most. I have 3 plastic bins with old letters and cards, a couple of family kimonos, my daughter's childhood artwork, and a bunch of sentimental trinkets. So for me, for the 3 bins that I have that I store my keepsakes in, I have them in a shelf in the garage. And the reason I keep 3 is because that's what fits in the shelf. So a good way to sort of give you a boundary is give it a space that you can keep your keepsake items, and that way it'll be a lot easier for you to downsize. 8. Family heirlooms. I do have quite a few videos on decluttering. I even have a video on Swedish death cleaning. And with Swedish death cleaning, there's a lot of talk about as we get older, we accumulate a lot of things, and this might include some family heirlooms. But just because we're decluttering doesn't mean we have to get rid of all our family heirlooms. We can keep what we love. I've held on to a couple of kimonos from my family, some kitchen items from my mom and grandma, and old family photos. I know my daughters may not want all of them, but I'd rather let them choose than discard something they might cherish later. Here's my grandma's Fire King mixing bowl. I love this bowl. I remember my grandma using it all the time. I actually feel really fortunate that I have it. It holds so much meaning to me, and it's really useful. 9. Clothing and accessories. I think it's important to be choosy about our clothing and accessories. Classic, well-made coats, timeless handbags and shoes, and even t-shirts you bought at the last concert you went to. These items are all worth keeping if they still fit great and are in really good condition. Trends come and go, but quality lasts. If you have well-made, expensive items that you love, definitely keep them, especially if they're classics and never go out of style. I actually don't have expensive items that I bought. Since I only buy secondhand items now, I thrift really great pieces, and some of them I'll hang on to for a long time. But I also have things like this Old Navy jacket that I love and had for about 20 years. I also love some of my vintage graphic tees, like my Betty Boop tee and my fish t-shirt. My biggest problem I have is that my clothes tend to disappear into my two daughters' closets. Don't declutter items that you love. If a piece still makes you feel good when you wear it, it's worth holding on to. 10. Old family photos. Once you throw away an old photograph, you can't get it back. Even if you're not sure what to do with them now, keep them safe and organized. Your family may thank you one day. If storage is an issue, you can consider digitizing them. That way, you can preserve the memories without taking up space. I keep mine in a few different places, like a photo box. A few are framed, and I also have some photo albums. 11. Books that still inspire you. There's something really special about holding a physical book, especially one that holds a lot of good memories or something that you learned a lot from. If a certain book made a big impact on your life, it's worth keeping. You don't need to keep every book that you've read, but just the ones that really resonate with you. Whether it's an old favorite, a book that changed your perspective, or one that you filled with your own personal notes and highlights, these still deserve a spot on your shelf. This book really made a big impact on me. It's a book on tiny homes, and I bought it before tiny homes became super trendy. The whole concept of tiny homes really blew me away. I love the idea of having a smaller footprint, being really mindful about using every space in your home, only owning what we need and love. Back then, this was a totally revolutionary idea. I still love looking and reading this book from time to time. This one will definitely stay on my shelf. Decluttering isn't just about getting rid of stuff. It's about keeping what really matters. A clutter-free home doesn't mean an empty home. It means a home filled with the right things. Things that make life easier, more beautiful, purposeful, and more meaningful. Before you get rid of something, ask yourself, would I need or rebuy this later? Does this add value to my life? Am I getting rid of it just because I think I should? It's okay to let go of things, but it's also okay to keep what you love and what you use. Also, what makes your home feel like a home. What's something you're glad you didn't declutter? Let me know down in the comments. If you're looking for some inspiration about decluttering, frugal living, or starting over, check out my playlist. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you find wellness today and every day. Thank you. See you next time.